Day trading is probably one of the easiest ways to lose your money.
Oh, it went to zero! Yeah!
No matter how many indicators you're following, how many courses you bought, and how much experience you have, there's something called human emotions that you can never predict, and what's on the other side of a winning trader, a losing trader. Of course, there's always going to be that small percentage of people who actually make money day trading, but the problem is everybody thinks they're from that 5% or whatever who can be profitable. I tried many different strategies, and even though I made a couple of good trades, I'm overall down, and to be perfectly honest, I'm not the biggest day trading fan, and I'm more of a long-term investor, but there are some risks associated with investing long term as well. That's why I came up with my own smart money trading strategy that sort of combines the two. However, this strategy is not applicable at any time, but on the other hand, the chance of losing money is close to zero, and you can double or triple your stock very easily. I designed it specifically for times like the ones we are currently in, and I decided to share my smart money trading strategy with you now, so you can go and test it right away if you want to. And the best part is, it is completely beginner friendly, and you don't need experience in this field, there's no learning curve or anything like that, you don't have to follow many different indicators, draw lines, identify patterns and all that, and bet that it will play out how it's supposed to. You just have to understand how everything works and why we will do certain things at a certain time, so I recommend you to watch this video very carefully and pay attention at every step if you want this trading strategy to make sense. So in this video I'll explain in detail everything you need to know, I'll show you my results implementing this strategy, and I'll keep everything super clean and simple so you don't get confused and understand the concept. Alright, in order to maximize our gains for this smart money trading strategy, I choose to trade crypto, and more specifically Bitcoin. And you might ask, but why Bitcoin? Well, because of plenty of reasons. I will point out some of them so you know what goes into my mind when I make my choices. So basically, we're not gonna use leverage and all these fancy stuff to make money day trading, and we're gonna keep everything very simple. Crypto is very volatile, and compared to stocks, it will give you way higher returns for a shorter amount of time. However, it can also lose you way more money pretty quickly, and that's one of the reasons I'll pick Bitcoin, because it's less volatile. In terms of why Bitcoin among all other cryptocurrencies, well, I think Bitcoin has the smallest chance to go to zero and the highest chance to be more expensive after 2-3 years. But don't worry, we're not gonna hold it that long. We all know that the whole crypto market follows Bitcoin, so even if it goes to zero, I can't imagine what's gonna happen with the rest of the market. So if you've been in this space long enough, you know that not all projects survive, and some projects just bring a lot of hype around them for a few years, and they don't die off completely, but they go slowly but steady down the rankings year after year. If you bought Bitcoin at 17.6k and sell it on the local top, you would be sitting on around 40% gains. If I pull the Solana chart for example, and measure from the local bottom to the local top, we can see that Solana doubled the Bitcoin's gains. But how was the price going to perform if some bad news came out for Solana? The price could be sitting now between $26 to $30 range maybe, and that's not what we want. If I take a more conservative example like Ethereum, we can see that if you bought the bottom here and sold the top, you could have 2x your money, but Ethereum rallied because of the positive news about the merge. What if they announced another delay because they found some bugs or something like that? I'm not sure if Ethereum was going to do half as good. So this brings me to my point that if we see negative news about Bitcoin, the whole crypto market will go down with Bitcoin. So it doesn't matter where you put your money. But Bitcoin will not be affected by negative news about any other cryptocurrency. So that will guarantee you that you will ride the wave on the way up and you won't pick the losing horse. Also, we have so much data for Bitcoin to work with, and we know which is the good buying range no matter in which direction it goes in the short term. Solana dropped 90% already, and we have no idea how much lower it could possibly go. If I measure 95% from the top, this will bring the price to around $13. So if I measure from the current prices to $13, that would be another 70% dip. That's gonna hurt your portfolio quite a bit, and we don't want to be exposed to this kind of downside potential. Again, just to clarify that if you are a long-term investor, this might be a good buying range to buy and hold long-term. However, this strategy is just so you can make 2-3x your money while we are in a bear market, so you can enter your long-term positions with significantly more cash. So with these altcoins, we don't know what is actually a good buying range for this strategy, but for Bitcoin we can say that everything around 20k is a good buy, even if it goes a bit lower. I also want to say that you don't have to time the bottom and the top perfectly in order to make a profit. Most likely you won't be able to do that, so we're not even gonna try to do it. Of course, the lower you bought and the higher you sell, the more gains you will make. But don't be focused to make the best entries and exits. Simplicity is the key to make a profit. I always recommend building a good strategy and more importantly sticking to it. Before before you essentially do anything in life. In this case, don't put your money at a certain price point all at once, and don't pull out everything you've put in one transaction. First, you always have to remember that during a bear market, cash is king. I can't stress this enough. Always keep a big chunk of cash on the side for emergency situations and also for once in a lifetime opportunities. We just have no idea how bad the situation can go and how low the market can drop. So for this example, let's say you have $20,000 in your account and you decide to put 50% or $10,000 at 20k Bitcoin. The other 50% is just gonna sit in your account and we're not gonna use it for now. So to better visualize this, I'll jump over to my Binance account and I'll show you a real example of how I'm going to execute this trade. So as you can see, I bought $10,000 worth of Bitcoin at 20k on June 18th. So I basically bought in this small green candle here, and as you can see, I missed the opportunity to buy much lower in the previous week. But as I said, that's fine, because we're still gonna make good gains. In the next 3 weeks after entering the market, the price action wasn't so exciting, and it basically ranged between 18.6k and 22.4k. So for me, that was not either of my buying or selling ranges, so I was just chilling at this point. When you see the price goes a bit lower than your entry point, don't FOMO in and spend the other 50% that you left off for amazing opportunities. You should consider buying more at, let's say, 15k Bitcoin, or maybe put some on your favorite altcoin that you want to hold long term, because most likely the bottom will be somewhere between 20 and 10k, and 15k Bitcoin could be a potential bottom, which means bottom for the altcoins as well. Of course, you have to consider where we are in the bear market as well, because I think we have plenty of time to spend within this price range until we see the next bull market. And what I'm trying to say is that 15k Bitcoin could be a great deal now, but there is a very high chance that it could not be the bottom, considering how much time we are going to potentially spend in the bear market. So if we see 15 or 14 or 13k Bitcoin, let's say in December, and the inflation is slowing down and the macro overall looks much better than now, there is a good chance we might not see lower prices, and it would be a good idea to enter your hodl positions for your favorite altcoins. But now, I would still stick with Bitcoin and play it safe, and I won't gamble. However, the move to the upside was not impressive as well, and that's why I didn't take any profits. Remember, make a good strategy and stick to it. So I set profit targets at 24, 26, 28 and 30k. And if you ask me, but why do I think Bitcoin will go up now? Well, usually during the bear markets, we have relief rallies, and we can clearly see that if I go back. Unfortunately, we haven't seen any relief rallies during this bear market, and we've been pretty much in a systematic downtrend in the last 8 months, with only one weak pump so far, and probably another one that we are currently in. We can't go down forever, and buying at this range is very risky because the market can literally go either way. But considering the multiple rejections of the bull market support band, and when we went above it, we failed to hold it as support, and also at this point the macro was looking pretty terrible, so the chances to go up from here were very small. So that's why I was just building up my cash position here and waiting for lower prices. Eventually we saw these lower prices, and I didn't rush to buy because at that time it was quite scary seeing how everything was falling apart, and I didn't know how bad it could get. But anyway, in terms of why I set my last profit target at 30k, well, I don't want to get too technical here, and I try to keep it as simple as possible, but you can see fairly easy that between 30 and 32k there's major support that will now act as a resistance, and I basically set my profit target on the lower end, and I don't care if it goes to 35k. Again, I don't know what exactly is going to happen, and we want to play it safe and simple. So if I measure from our entry point at 20k to 30k, we can see that this would be 50% gains. However, it would be very silly if I just wait for Bitcoin to hit 30k until I sell, because it might never reach 30k, I mean before it sees another major pullback. So that's why I set these 4 price points, and we're gonna take 25% off the table each time we reach them. So if Bitcoin does something like this, we're not gonna end up holding our bag this entire time without making any money. Of course, if you sell multiple times on the way up, you're not gonna make 50% gains, but that's the price you pay for locking profits and guaranteeing yourself profitable trades. In fact, you can see that we reached 24k already, and if I quickly jump back into my Binance account, you can see that I locked in some profits as soon as the price got to my first profit target. Well, that's a little bit below my profit target, but I wanted to make sure I lock in some profits, because if we got back to the 20k level again, which you can see that we didn't, I was going to buy back again with the extra 20% that I made, which is $2,000, and increase my overall profitability. So as you can see, I sold 25% of my position, and that is almost $3,000. So as I said, I was looking to put this money back at 20k, but since we didn't drop, I'm just waiting for my second profit target at 26k to pull another 25%. So if you are wondering how much we are going to get get, if we take 25% profits at these 4 points instead of selling all at once at 30k for 50% gains, I did the math already, and instead of 50%, you will get 36%. So in my example, if I stick to my smart money trading strategy, and of course we reach 30k, my investment of $10,000 will be worth $13,600. Of course, $3,600 profit is not a lot, especially considering how much money people make day trading, but this is not some get rich quick scheme, and I don't promise you to become a millionaire, sell your day trading course, and cherry pick how much my students are making without showing you how many of them are actually losing. As I said in the beginning, I designed this smart money trading strategy for this specific period, and you can take advantage of it in the next couple of months, depending on how the economy looks. I did my best to explain why I do certain things so you understand the idea behind all this, so you can implement it in your own way and not follow my example blindly. This should be only a booster for your portfolio and not a long-term game plan. The goal with this strategy is to ideally double or triple your portfolio for a couple of months with the lowest possible risk. I know how attractive is day trading, as you can make those gains 10 times faster, but I named it the most profitable smart money trading strategy because all that matters is how much you make and not how much you could make. You can make a lot of money using this smart money trading strategy with some other altcoins, but of course the higher the upside potential, the higher the risk. And in case you decide to try it with some altcoins, I don't recommend you to go lower than the top 25 coins by market cap, as you can completely mess it up, and the point of this strategy is not to make a lot, but to be as safe as possible. And I want to say one last thing before I finish this video, because it's very important. I realize that this strategy is not gonna make you excited, and you're not gonna find it game changing for your financial status. One thing I learned through the years is don't rush to get rich. Trying to find shortcuts, playing it high risk and high reward, and thinking that you can outsmart the others will most likely get you wrecked. I want to remind you one iconic moment when Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon and one of the richest people in the world, asked Warren Buffett, who is also in the top 10 richest people in the world. He asked them, "Your style of investing is so simple. Why doesn't everyone just copy you?" And Warren Buffett said, "Because nobody wants to get rich slowly." And this is so true. Everybody wants to make those millions as soon as possible, and I completely understand that. But the more time you spend trying to get rich, the more you will realize that rushing ain't gonna get you nowhere. So my advice is, don't underestimate the low risk and low return strategies. They can make a huge impact in the long run. Also, I wanna highlight that absolutely nothing in this video is financial advice. I'm just sharing my smart money trading strategy with you, and the video is only for educational purposes. However, if you have any questions and you didn't quite get everything I explained in this video, drop them down in the comment section below and I'll be happy to clarify them for you. Also, it would be very much appreciated if you gave the like button a gentle tap to support my channel, because these videos take quite a bit of time to be made. If you don't want to miss any future videos, consider subscribing as well. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.